Hello everyone, it's Steve Gadjan. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a procedural camera like this one on the intro I did. This camera doesn't have any keyframe, it's procedural. I can random every object and each camera will follow his object without trying to adjust camera anytime. Okay, so I'm going to show you my technique. It's very fast and much more easy for animate a really complicated scene like this, because on this scene if you want to animate the camera it will really impossible because you have many objects, and if you disable you will see nothing. Okay, just see you can just able to see the plane of screen. So it's the reason I create a procedural camera, and I don't make any keyframe. I make a camera in my head and then just make a render and everything will good. Okay, everything was good. Sorry, I am a French guy and try to speak English better as I can. So let's try by I think I have English enough for you. Okay, good. I'm going to create a box. Okay, so let's try to create maybe a small screen like this. Okay, and then I'm going to decrease his size by pressing Shift, and then I can decrease maybe like 40, and then add a cloner by going to the MoGraph, add a cloner. I have a default value here set 0, 0. Okay, you can set same for your cinema 4D, and then also check render instance, because every time I use cloner I check instance. Okay, and then go there and set as default, means every time you will launch cloner it will give you this parameter. So we're going to go little bit more faster on this tutorial. Okay, so let's put a box inside this, and I'm going to clone maybe 250, and then you see the position doesn't move because I put everything 0, 0. After select my box, my cloner, I can add on it a random. Okay, a random, and then let's add a random value to try to move randomly my screen onto the space. Okay, I have this, and I can move a little bit more onto the Z, and then add maybe a random onto the rotation. Okay, every time I use this, I use this value. Okay, for the rotation, for the one rotation. Okay, now I have this. Imagine that this each box here is a screen, because when I animate my scene, I started by use a plane, and then at the end I replace the plane by my screen, my final screen. Let's open the intro. Yes, I replace by this final screen. We can replace it at the end of this tutorial, and you will see the result will be the same. Okay, so let's create a first null object. Okay, that is a parent of each camera. Okay, so I have a poetic keyboard right now. Let's put a French keyboard. Okay, then parent. Okay, parent like that. And after that, I'm gonna create a new one called maybe cam like that, cam 0. Okay, cam 0 like that. So let's add another camera and put it inside this new object, and just reset the value. I reset the value with 0 on my keyboard, 0 for this show code here. You can set that. Just to set keyframe, just search on YouTube how to set keyframe onto the icon in Cinema 4D. Okay, So with 0, I can reset everything, and then I'm gonna just move it right like that onto the Z to back, and then it can focus the 0 point. Okay, we need to, and the 0 point here is the cam parent. You know, I can go there and then put a sphere onto that null object to able to see where it is. Okay, it's like my target. I can push it back again. Each time it's like my target. This target will be able to follow each object I select by using expressos that we're going to create right now. So after before create expressos, we need to set the number of camera that we're going to use for this animation. So for my project, I use 7 camera. Okay, so let's start by duplicate this. We're going to use a tool here, a tool arrange object, and then take duplicate. It will be able to duplicate this 6 times because we have the 0 one. No, let's duplicate 7 times. I know why. And then remove the first one, and then remove delete without children. You will delete the parent, and then just leave 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, you can select each and then go on to the rename and replace this by replace this here. Oh, sorry, let's back like that. Every time I have a keyboard, English keyboard. Yeah, like that. Okay, and then put 0. Let's put tiret du bas. How it called in English? Tiret du bas. Tiret du bas. Underscore, I think. Button dash. I don't know how this it called in English. So in French, means tiret du bas. Tiret du bas 0 point replaced by tiret du bas. Okay, and then apply. It will change the name of each camera. Sorry for my French, man. I don't know any word. Every word in English. Okay, we have 0, 1, 2, and 6. So this means 7 camera. Okay, with the 0. And now I can able to go onto the parent and add my expressors. The shit start to happen. So I'm gonna put my clone here. Okay, and how I can find the position of the object that I want to put the target on it. To find, we're going to use a node called onto the MoGraph here. Use data. Okay, data. The node is a node of expressos allows you to output each coordinates of children of cloner or MoGraph. Okay, it can able to out it right here. You can out position, you can out global matrix. Now we're going to use global matrix. Okay, you can also out color if you use random effector. So it means if you add a effector here, this node can able to take everything here with effector and export each coordinate right here. Okay, so means with this random I can able to output every position of each box here and put it onto the target of my camera. Okay, we have 6 camera here. We just need to target 6 objects. Okay, so to target to set the value of that children, we need to import a hierarchy right here. Okay, hierarchy. Remark that I start by add my expressos onto the parent, not here and not here. when I add each process on this parent and add hierarchy, it will take the parent here as a reference automatically. Okay, so and then on this parent I can add an instance to find instance inside my parent. Okay, instance, I think it will no, that is object index. Okay, object index, and then put it there, object index. So and now I'm going to take, so first of all, if I take maybe this here, the first one, okay, and take this global matrix. Global matrix means position, rotation, and scale. If I put it there, it will, you see, it move the first camera to target the first object inside this new this cloner. Okay, means if I move this value right here, if I move this, you will see how the target try to focus each index, okay, inside the camera. So if you want to do it we went to do that for each children here, I will have to duplicate this 7 times and then connect each and then change the index. It will take much more time if you have maybe like 100 camera. Okay, to do it automatically, you can just this instance here means every object inside this hierarchy. Every object inside this hierarchy means every children. Okay, so if I take this children here and put it onto object here, now Semac 40 can say, hey, this here is not just the first one, it's every children inside this hierarchy. Okay, because instance means every children. Okay, and now I can able to take the index of every children and then connect onto this index here, and you will see now everything it's connect. Okay, means the first one here, it will be the first onto the cloner, and the fifth one will be the fifth onto the cloner. Okay, and now I can close this, but it's not finished. That is just the first set. So means if I go there, let's open by pressing Ctrl. You can open each sub-child one, and then I can go. Let's look at this right now. Every time when I go inside a camera, it will fit pretty good onto each box. So the rotation, for the rotation, it's very perpendicular. It's not perpendicular. Yeah, you see the camera now is very perpendicular at the screen. Okay, it's because we have used here global matrix, means his parent is close onto the same position of that box, and then the camera is just back like this. Okay, you see. Okay, so let's back. Now how I can do to create a animation of each camera, because we have animation of each camera. Now we have set the position, but to animate them, I will create a new camera. I animate just one camera by using each those camera inside my scene. Okay, so I'm gonna select this by pressing Ctrl. Okay, just start by select the first one here. Doesn't start here. Select the first, second, okay, until the end. Okay, doesn't select a new. Make sure you have the logo camera here and 7 elements. And now we can go onto the tool here, and then remove this and go onto the suffix, press tiré du bas. I don't know this in English. Tiré du bas, dollar, yeah, dollar and like that. You see, it will put the I think that is underscore. I don't know. I think it's underscore. It will put the number, yeah, the index of each camera at the end. That is very important. And now we're going to keep it select like that, and then take a camera morph. Just click onto the camera morph. It will load each camera by order. Okay. Means if I go onto, I can now uncheck the parent. Okay. We have the path created by this morph. The morph tag is a camera for Cinema 4D able to create a morph of each camera inside here, okay, by drag this blend. See this camera, I can change his color out a little bit bright. I cannot able, yeah, I think I can able oh shit, where I can edit his color, so I don't know. Sorry, but I think I can able to edit. We're going to leave like that. We're going to leave it like that. But I think I can able to edit that color. So use custom color. Yeah. And now I can change. I think. No. Yeah, custom color from here. On. What is this motherfucking? Okay. If I disable, it's on right now. The default color before. I don't understand nothing, okay? So, but I think I have changed it. I have changed it, but I don't understand how I did that. I did that, okay? So let's put a viv color. And then, but I think you have here, I think you need to disable or enable something right here, I don't know. So you can change the color like that, okay? And then, if I drag this blend right here, I can able to move, you see, I can able to move my camera from the beginning to the end. And if I go inside, I cannot, yeah, I see, no, I see my object, okay, I see. And then it go onto the second one here, but go, okay, it doesn't stop right here. And also here, it doesn't stop, it go. Means if I go here, put 1, and go maybe there, put 100, and then say play, it will start to go, and then to the second, it will go, the third, it will go, the fourth, it will go, the fifth, it will go, the sixth, it will go, the seventh, it will go. It doesn't stop. Okay, so how I can now use Espressos to create a slow down, speed up, slow down, speed up, and create a good animation without keyframe. Let's delete that motherfucking keyframe right here, and then go inside Cinema 4, inside the Espressos to create our final setups. Okay, let's start by add the count of the count of camera we have. Okay, to create a motion, maybe manually, you need to know the count of object you have here without the first, because the first is 0. Okay, the first here is 0. Doesn't take the first, take this. Here we have 6 camera. Okay, so I use Espressos for calculate this, because I can able to add another camera, and then Espressos can able to adjust that automatically, okay, without trying to arrange something. I will show you later if I delete one camera to see how Espressos can adjust it, maybe if I delete or add another one. Okay, so let's add a AY key. hierarchy now take the hierarchy of mouth. We don't have a hierarchy on mouth. We need to take the hierarchy of parent. Why I take that hierarchy? Because with hierarchy, if you go there and say count, it will able to out the number of camera we have. Okay, so let's go on to generate and then result right here. I can able to know, hey, we have 7 camera, good, but we doesn't need to have to take the first one because the first one is 0. Okay, we need to remove here the first one by going to the calculate and then add math, use subtraction 1 to remove 1 onto 7. Okay, and now if I duplicate this by pressing Control, I can able to see the new value 6. Okay, that is good value. Now how I can able to know a percentage of each camera? If you have maybe like 2 camera, okay, 0 and 1, the percentage is 100 because we doesn't need to use the first one. Okay, the first one is 0 by default, and then the second one here will be 100. But if we now have 3 camera, the first one we doesn't need to use that, and then those 2 camera right here need to fit onto that range. For that, I need to take 100 here, the value of the last camera, and then divide that by the number of camera. If I take 100 divided by the number, it will give me 50. Okay, so means this one is 50 and then this one is 100. Now if you have 4 camera, the first one is 0, we don't need to use that, and then you have now 3 camera. Okay, you need to take 100 divided by 3. Okay, here 100 divided by 4. Okay, here 100 divided by 5. You see, 100 now divided by 6. So mean if you have 7 camera, you doesn't need to take the first one, and you just need to take the next camera without the first, and then divide 100 by the number of camera. Remember that. Okay, you can, if you doesn't need to remember that, you can save this preset at the end of this tutorial and just each time load onto your scene and it will work for you. Okay, so now for set that, we just need to put 100 here. 100 in this process is just 1. Okay, 0.1 means 10, and then 0.01 means 1%. So this is 1%. Okay, in this process 1 means 1%, and in this process 1 means 100%. Okay, and now I'm going to divide this 100% by 6. You see, and now I can able to know the range. That is the range. That is 16%.7. Okay, means if I go there and then put 16%.7, it will take the second camera, and you see it's really fit. You see, without little bit décalage. It fit correctly. Okay, I don't know how I can explain you, but you see it fit correctly. This value fit correctly. But if you try to drag it manually, you see you need to go there and then try to fit manually. If you need to take the second one, you have to go there and then try to fit manually. Okay, while if I take this and multiply by 2, multiply this by 2, I can able to have 3. You see, I can able to have this value. You see, means each time each time I goes up, I just need to take this value here and multiply this by the index. Okay, this index now is 1, means this multiply by 1. Okay, and now the second one is this multiplied by the second by 2, and we have this for this interval. means the fifth one will be this value multiplied by 50 by 5. Okay, let's try it and you will see 5. It will show me this value, means if I put 83.3, you see it will give me the fifth camera. Okay, that's it. Now how I can able to put it there? I just need to drag my tag camera here and then put the blend here. Okay, now we're going to put it like that and start the shade. So let's remove this. Okay, now we have, this is the range. Okay, or the step, I don't know how I can call that. It's the range of each camera. And let's see something. Let's see. Let's see. That is the range. Okay, if I delete maybe this and this, tag, you will see the range change. It's also very cool. See, when I move, it will change. That is the reason I use Ispersos, because if the client say, hey, I want another camera at that interval of time, I can go at that interval and then add another camera, and Ispersos will create a range automatically for me without try to go onto timeline and try to fix some keyframe. No, it will do it for you. Okay, so let's put it there, and then we're going to add the range mapper. My lovely notes. Range mapper. I like this, man. I use it also in After Effects to create a kind of animation like this. I cannot able to show you this. It's a tutorial. So let's see if I how I going to use this value. First of all, I'm gonna add a time. The time we have here to set, hey, at 0 I want to have 0. I want to have 0 here, and then at maybe 250 or 100 I want to have the 100% at this value. Okay, so let's add, I have a problem with my mouse, so let's add time, and then it doesn't use timer, use a frame. Okay, let's take this frame here, okay, and put it onto the import. Okay, so now that is where the shit start to happen. We need to say, hey, at 0 frame, set 0 onto the output value. This is the 0 frame we have here, okay, and this 0 is the 0 we need to have here. Okay, now when the camera goes to maybe 250, this timer, this frame here that is the max. So 250 is the max of the keyframe you have. So the end of your animation. The end of your animation need to be there, the input upper. Okay, so let's put the range we have here. And now I want to test something. Let's see if I can able to do that. Let's see if I take the maximum time. I think I can put this there and then put this there. Yeah, that's it. You can take this and connect onto the output. Yeah, like that. But if you do that, you cannot be able to add a frame after the animation of your camera. If you want to maybe like end your animation, you cannot able to do that, but you can able to add another transition camera of this mouth type. So this parameter is easy if you add if you adjust this value, I will show you it at the end why I did that. Means if I decrease the time, the animation will be speed automatically. If I increase the time to maybe like 500, the animation will be slow automatically. You see, it doesn't need to back there and then try to add the new end value. But if you use this, and at the end of the animation, imagine that the last camera is focused onto the screen, but you need now to go out of that screen. You need to, for that, you need to create a end camera and then create a mouth for this camera and your end camera. Okay, so you can use it like that, or you can remove like that and use the end value. But if you use this end value here, maybe like this, each time you will drag like that, it will not be able to edit. But if you drag this right here, it will be able to edit it for you. See, no. If I take this, you will see it's there. I need to open to see the screen. Okay, you can see here is in that is in second. I need to put it to do it work. I need to multiply it by Control D by frame per second. Okay, I need to multiply it. It doesn't really complicate. You see now 142, and then you need to connect this value here. Okay, and now if I put 215 here, everything will change automatically and all the animation will change. You will see at the end how eSpaceOS is very crazy. So we have set the time. Okay, this input, that is the two input we have. No, that is the main input here, the time. Okay, that is the low value input we have. Okay, that is the max value input we have. The max value input is the max time. Okay, now onto the output, what we want to have, because this output will go there. Okay, so on the output, the first one stay at 0. Okay, now we need to set the max output, so the output hopper, hopper, and then here output hopper. The output hopper is how much? 6, because we have 6 camera, and it come from here. Means each time if I edit the camera, it will put it there automatically for me. Okay, if I add maybe a new camera here, it will say no, now it's 7. Okay, take 7. You see, crazy. Now we have set the output. We have also set the input. We have set the output minimum value. Okay, also here. Okay, now how I can set this? I'm going to add another new range mapper. That is the last one. Okay, last one. It's not complicated. So range mapper, and now that is a fun part. I'm going to connect this here. Okay, and now this value here need to be the max of output. Okay, this value here need to be the max output upper. Okay, so means 0 to this value is the value of the first camera right here, because the 01 is 0 by default. So this range is the step, the range step we have between each camera. Now when I add this step to the output, means 0 to output, we need to have 0 and the 0 and 1, 0 and 1, because this output here is 0. We start at normally 0 and 6. Okay, And if I take this value here, because this value go there and then it output there, that is the max output. We need to take this max output, okay, and then put onto the input here, and then say, hey, I doesn't want to have 0 to 6. I just want to have 0 to 1, because the 0 to 1 is one step, 0 for this camera and then 1 for this camera. Just one step. 0 to 1 means 0 to this, okay? And if I say 0 to 6 means 0 to 6 here means 0 to 100. This output now is the brain, okay? I hope you will able to understand what I try to explain. So now that is just for the first camera, okay, right? So let's see. Let's go there and see. You see? Now it move. Wow. So I think I have explained better, but keep onto your head that this value is the step, okay? And to go onto the second camera, you just need to take the value of the 0 and then go onto the value of the step that we have calculated right here, okay? And now this range here have his output means this step, okay? And now on this range, the 0 and 1 means 0 and 1 to 0 and 1 of this step, 0 and 1, okay? 0 and 1 means 0 and 1 step, okay? 0 and 2 means 0 and 2 step. 0 and 1 means 0 and 1 step. Now, not 0 and 2, 1 and 2. 1 and 2 mean this step, and the output means this step multiplied by 2. Okay? Keep it onto your head. Now we have one problem I want to show you. If I drag like this, you see it move, but if I go, it continues to move. It continues. Yeah. If I go like that, he keeps on. You see? We need to stop it after his range, because if I leave like that, it go and we doesn't have a stop. You see, we need to have some stop at some time to really appreciate the video inside the screen. For that, I'm going to go onto this range here and go onto the node. So normally we have you can select the 2-1 by drag the mouse like that, click and drag, okay? And you need to clamp out. Why? If I drag this by pressing Ctrl and put there, and now take this, put there, you can see that at the start here we have 0 means this value, okay? And when I start to move, the 0 and 1 start to move with the time, okay? With the time you have here. And then when I go and follow this value, when I follow this value right here, yeah, when I am here, this value cannot able to cross this, okay? Because this is the maximum value, and see, when I go like that, it crosses, see, it crosses this. We need to clamp the maximum value, you see, to keep it at this maximum value. And as I do that, the camera is fixed now, and now we have just the step for the one camera, okay? One camera, and that is crazy. And we're going to set the next one, and the next one will be very easy, okay? Just need to take this, move like that, okay? And then take this, move like that. It's like an instance, okay? And now I just need to add this at this. For that, I just need to add our last node. Oh shit, with that motherfucking mouse. Add, and then just add this value and this, and it will give me this multiplied by 2. Okay, you see, and it's not only multiply, it's multiply and range also. It's animate multiply. You see, that is very crazy. And yeah, another thing you need to do here is doesn't leave 0 and 1. The second one here is 1 and 2. Okay, and now you will see the new value after this finish, before it 0. See, okay, before it start to decrease, because the minimum value now is doesn't check. Let's check it also. And now before, normally this stop. So let's see, let's check also this. Okay, why we have this? So let's go there. Okay, and see, you see, before here, okay, so understand, this work normally, this is this. Okay, you see here we doesn't have somebody here, and after this finish, this starts. Okay, and now we need to add this with this. That's the second, and that is the first, and that is the result of those node here. And now if I put this there, I can now able to create the second one. Let's see, without keyframe. Okay, see, and it go there and continue. You see, it go there and continue, and that is now the last one. Okay, how I can create a pause here? A pause, because onto our animation, when I zoom, it zoom with a fast animation, and then slow here, you see, and then zoom and then slow down also. So to do that, it's very simple. In Cinema 4D, you need to go onto timeline here, and then edit each camera. It take a long time if you want to edit something after for this kind of animation. Okay, so to create that, you just need to use this here, this line here. You need to create, by pressing Ctrl, you need to create a first point at 0, and then the last point at 1. You see, 1 here, 1 onto the Y. Okay, 0 Y. Okay, and now create another point at the middle. Okay, I think I have created another point. Yeah, create another point at the middle. Okay, and then go inside. So I'm gonna put it like, open this like that to show option. Right click here and go on to show in separate windows. It will open this curve, and you can increase the size here like that. And another thing is I'm going to do to make sure this will take this second one will take this. To those who need to animate this and animate this also, I can take this, pressing Ctrl, right click here, say set driver, and then take this. It doesn't have nothing. Pressing right click and then say set driver absolute. You see, it will create this plan from here to here. It create this also here from us, but I will delete it before this test. Okay, so I did that to able to edit this curve here, and edit this also at the same time. Okay, so let's open separate it another thing you have see here. Open shape, open like this. Okay, and then remove this and close this also. We need to focus now onto our animation to see. So you see, with that we start to have some pause. You see, it stopped little bit. If I put 0 there and 0 and 0 there, it doesn't stop. So let's put this, let's remove this now to see. It doesn't stop. You see, it go. You see, it doesn't stop. It go. Okay, but when we start to increase this value right here, it start to slow. Okay, you see it's slow here, it is slow. Okay, now I'm going to add a one point on the middle. So before I add this point, I'm gonna move this like that to 0, 0. Okay, and then we now have the normal point here. Okay, and make sure you have 0.5 here and 0.5 here. That is normally the middle. Okay, and now go there and try to move maybe like this, maybe like this. Okay, yeah, maybe like this. Okay, and then take this and rotate. So I'm going to lock something. So let's say lock angle. No, keep same value first. Where I can keep same value. No, okay, doesn't break, because if you break, you can able to change the value just from here. So and then I can move this up. Okay, maybe like this, and then take this and this, and no, it's this, and then try to decrease the where I can decrease the. Yeah. It's this. It's not this. That is that is the higher. Sorry, man. That is higher. Okay. So maybe leave like that, and that is the way that I want to touch. Let's put it like this, 0 here, and if we stop the animation here, you see, it start to go slowly, and then that is start to go from the screen. Okay, and that is the interval of the travel. Okay, it go faster here, faster, and then when it come onto the screen, it start to slow. Okay, but I think that is really fast here. I'm going to just put maybe 2 like that, a little bit bend it. Okay, and now the animation will be good. You see, it start to go a little bit and then speed. You see, little bit and then speed. You see, little bit and then speed. And now that is so much speed. It's the reason onto my animation I add 50 frame, 50 frame here, and see the magic. When I add the frame, it will slow down automatically for me. I don't really need to go inside and say, hey, that is the new the new maximum frame. Okay, maybe it means if I put maybe like this, 2500, it will now create a slow motion animation with that camera. See, and it start to fast. This is fast and then slow when it start to focus into the screen. And if I put maybe like 50 frame here, you see it start to go much more faster. That is very cool. So let's put the normal value, and then that's it. So it's finished, man. If you want to edit something onto the animation, you just need to go onto this curve here and try to edit. Let's start by add the last one before do what I'm going to do right now. Add maybe 3 more. So I want to connect all those spline with just one spline here, and I can control just one spline of the animation, and everything is good without keyframe. Okay, so that is 1, 2. Now that is 2. So let's connect this right here into the input, and then connect this right here. And if make sure, you know, if I delete one camera here, this value will change, and it change each the scene, everything inside the scene. You see the magic. Put it there. It will change the camera, not everything. It change all the cameras. So this, yeah, just go there. This go there right here. this go there. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. No, we need to delete this. Okay, because the 0, 1 we doesn't use that. Here is 1, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, yeah, 5, 6 here, then 6, 5, 6, then 6, 5, okay, and now I can able to add right here. Let's save this project first. Okay, I save it. And now I'm gonna, yeah, you see now if I go here we have 1. Maybe we need to have 1 here. Why we doesn't have 1? Let's see, that is the first, second, third, fourth, 5, 6. Why we doesn't have 1? So let me think about it. This percentage, if I multiply this, let's see, but let's make sure we have the good value here. 0, 1, 1, 2. Yeah, here we have some problem. Okay, we need to take this. Okay, put right here, and then put 1, 2, 1, 2, then 3. No, and then 2 and 3. Okay. Now we have 3, 4, 4, 5, and 5, 6. Okay. And now it will over this. Because I put I forget 2, 3 and put 3, 4. Okay. So that's it. Everything looks good right now. Another thing I want to show you is very, yeah, that is crazy. So another thing I want to show you right now, I have many things I want to show you. Here, if I change the C2C, everything stay focused, man. That is really crazy. It's the reason I really like this person. I can change here all my animation, all the random corner if I doesn't like, and everything is set. Everything stay focused. Okay. And another way I'm going to show you is you need to work procedural when you use Expressoft. Okay. So when you have multiple nodes like this with same value, I suggest you to connect this value to just one. This is not connect. Okay. This is not connect. Okay. But this the second one is connect. The first one is the parent. Okay. So we need to create. You need to copy this. That is the first one I need to show you, and then I have the last one. We need to edit this curve also. The last one thing I need to show you. So let's copy this. Copy, okay, and then I'm gonna create maybe on this. So let's create maybe on this here. Paste that interface we have copied here. Okay, paste here, and then create a group, put it inside the group, and out of that auto data default. Okay, and remove everything here. And now I normally have, you see, I normally have the value here below this. I can close this, and I have my curve here. Okay. Now I can able to paste. Now I just copy before I just copy the user interface. Now I'm going to copy the value. Okay. Copy this value because I don't really need to repeat it. Go there and then paste. Okay, paste right now. Okay, yeah, and now I'm going to connect this for everything here with this technique. Okay, just go there, set driver. Okay, select everything there, and say remove this first. Okay, because that is the preview here, the preview key, the preview links. You need to select now everything there and then say, hey, what I'm going to use my tablet right now because my mouse is dead. Okay, every year I change the mouse. So now I'm going to use my pen onto my tablet and then say here I can say, hey, set driver absolute. Okay, and now you see it will create a Espresso's object for me, and oh shit, here I create just one. Okay, if I drag like this, you see you have many. It's not just one. Okay, here I've created many for you, and you see it create many for you, but you doesn't need to touch something here. Everything is connected. If I go there right now, I can start to edit what I want here. Imagine if I copy this, maybe if I copy this right now, and then maybe reset everything, but it's not a problem because everything is connected. Okay, if I reset this curve right now, you see everything is become linear. You see linear, and I can now able to paste the previous value and everything start to slow. That is very crazy. Oh shit. I can maybe add some rotation, you know, and everything will follow. You see. So with the with the pen, I can also able to add to slide my rotation like this. You see. Wow, that is very see. And once I rotate, it follow the rotation. You see. Another thing I need to show you is see when it go onto a spring, it stop here. You see, it stop, and then start to go. Okay, here it stop and then start to go. We need to remove that stop. We need to keep a slow and a slight movement when it go focus like that onto the screen. Okay, so for that I'm gonna go down here and then open this motherfucker. Let's use my I need to buy another mouse because that is very crazy. So let's select this and this. Okay, and then add some value onto the oh shit, I cannot also able to drag with my mouse and with my pen. Okay, so let's to put maybe 5 here, and it will remove the stop movement. You see down the camera stay move. You see it stay move but so much faster. It stay move but so much faster. We need to decrease this maybe like 2 like that. You see, and it doesn't really stop. You see now it move. You see now it move. If I put 0, right here, it stop. You see it stop. Yeah, see it stop. It come stop and then go. If I put minus, no. If I put 1 here, it goes up. It doesn't stop now. It stay go. You see, it stay go. Wow, that is crazy. I want to leave 2. Stay go, and then go. That is crazy. So I think that is everything I have used for this project, and the good thing also about that is if I add let's see, if I select everything there, okay, and move like this, it will first of all let's remove this and go there. It will link first of all each camera right here have a position for the next index. Okay, you see each camera have a new position. Okay, and then maybe if I click again and put there, you see I have multiple cameras. I have now maybe like how much let's see, I have to show you a good thing we can do with Espresso. So let's attribute, wait, my attribute, okay, move it there. Then I went for this motherfucking tool. Okay, I have add also my my half key. So let's where is my let's go there and then say object to able to see the object here, and then put camera underscore, I think is that the word I think, and then go there and yeah, add this. Okay, now we have maybe, oh no, let's back, remove this because we have add, and then now we have maybe 12 camera. Imagine we have even 6 camera and client say, hey, I want now 12 camera because this movement is really interesting. So I have 12 camera right now. How we need to fix that manually. It will take maybe 2 days, or I don't know, maybe 1 week. With this process, it will be easy for you. You just need to go there and then add another one. I'm going to speed that part, okay? Because it's the same thing. Just need to add to duplicate this 3 times also, like we have duplicate there, okay? And then just grab this like that, okay? And link this here, link this here, link this here, link this here. You see, I just think like that and my animation is ready. That is crazy. Let's think like that. Oh shit, let's think. Okay, last one now. This just add new value, okay? Add like that, add there, add there. And after that, I will show you a last thing. Last thing is create a in camera and out camera, because the first camera doesn't need to start as each camera, okay? I think everything will have this also. I need to set there, okay? So now I'm gonna move this like that, okay, and connect. Like that, yeah, and that's it. You just need to duplicate each range mapper to have the same amount of range. You have 21 here. You need to create 20 range mapper. You see, and that is 18. You need to create 2 more. Connect this right here. Oh, that is really too small. My clicks works because I reverse my my mouse. I open it and then remove the button inside my mouse. Take the right mouse and put onto the left mouse, because before the left mouse was die, okay? And put it onto the right mouse because I have click every day. So yeah, now it's good. You see, I have created 12 range mapper, you see, okay? And then connect and add them here, and then just go zop onto the in and this go out. And you can see now the step. That is the new step, you see. That is really, because it will create a new step for you. That is the timer. Yeah. Another thing also, the last one thing you need to do is go there. Yeah, it doesn't need to forget that. Go there and then say that is 5 6, and then 6 7. Okay. No, 6 7, okay, and then 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10. Yeah, 9, 10. Why I do that? Why I doesn't I cross 6? Because the count now is 12. You see, we calculate also the new count. Okay, is the reason I add also the value here. So 8, 9, 9, 10. Now 10, 11, 10, 11. Here 11, 12. Here 12, 30. Here 30, 40. Here 40, 15. Here 15, 16. Here 16, 17. Here 17, 18, 19, 18, yeah, 18, 19. Okay, and then the last one, 19 and then 12. Okay, that is, yeah, it's not finished. Last thing you have to do is delete that because we need to set again. Shit. Right click and then say set driver. Okay. On this, okay, and then go there. Go select everything there to create the right click with that PC. It's very complicated. Now I have every node here. If I select everything there, you see I have 40 normally, 40 nodes, you see, and that's it. Right? Yeah, normally you work here, okay, but yeah, here it doesn't work. Why? We need to fix that also. Let me see. Let me see something, okay? Let me see. Yeah. Let's go. Let's see. 0.5 multiplied by 20. 0.05. Let's see. 0.05 multiplied by 12 means 1. Okay, so we doesn't need to have here 1. It's impossible to have 100 here. So it means at 1 we have, yeah, here, see here, I connect this value 2 times. Shit, maybe here also. Here, this value is not this. Oh shit. It comes from here, the down value, okay? Come from there. Make sure. Very interesting. The last value now is 1. It's good. See? Everything is enough now. Now it's very faster. Yeah, it works, but here it doesn't work. Why? Let's take this camera. What is the what is this divide by what I can have the camera. Okay, so I see where the component come from. Sorry guys. So it's normal because now we doesn't have the same number onto the list. Okay, so keep that in mind every time you work onto a project. Sometimes you need to fix something. Okay, it's not really simple when you try to increase so much object inside your scene. Okay, we need to each time try to fix something, and then you will be able to create amazing stuff. So I go there to able to select every camera, okay, and then press Ctrl to disable the morph. if I select this now, it will select this, I think. No, it doesn't select, but I suggest you to go there and then say object, and it will select all the objects you have select. And then duplicate the attribute, go there now. You can now click here and move here. It will move each camera, but it's not aligned. You need to align it also. Okay. It's not renamed by index, you see. Wow, that is what I'm going to fix this quickly. Pressing Ctrl open and then select one, select by order. Okay. The good thing with Eastport Source is when you set everything like that with multiple objects, it doesn't need to back onto the setup after. You need to after you have did like that, it doesn't need to back inside. Everything will be good. You just need to adjust some parameter and everything will be good. If the client say now I want 10 camera, just need to remove 10 camera there and also remove 10 range map onto the art, and that's it. So let's just put camera right here, camera, okay, and then put underscore and go onto this tool right here. You can find there and say $n, and now I have set everything and keep it select, go there. Everything is not aligning here, I think. So let's see. Yeah, it's aligning here. You see, after I rename, but you can also, if it doesn't align, you can right click there, reset, and then select and put there. Okay, my mouse has some problem, so I need to fix it tomorrow. So let's go now inside, and everything, you see, everything is good right now. We have taken maybe I think 10 minutes to fix that, and everything is good. You don't need to restart the animation. Everything is good. And if it's so faster, we can just increase here the number of frame. So we have multiplied by 6. Previous time is 6. It was 6. We have multiplied it 3 times. So maybe 500 here multiplied by 3. I think, yeah, multiplied by 3, and that is the new value with the same speed for 12 camera. Crazy. The last thing I did is create, because sometimes maybe like here, you see, sometimes your focus object will be at the focus object is out of the scene. Yeah, your focus object, because your focus object can be out of your scene here, and if the camera look like that, it doesn't see nothing there. And if you increase the random or do whatever you want, you cannot able to have some other object here. Seulement si. Only if you add another object, you know? And if you add, maybe duplicate this and clone to increase the random to have also object here, it will add also object inside this random. We just need to have a random a back of to the camera. So maybe like this, when I go there, you have many objects. You see back here how I did that. So maybe like here before I want to show the scene to show you how before it was. So let's open a low version, because the higher version is really dense. So yeah, you see here that is another clone. Before it was like that. You see with just this. And when I enable this, it will create, you see, it will create a background based of where the camera is, where those cameras are. Okay, so let's close this, And how I did that, I just select this camera and add a new object inside by pressing shift, and then put each value at 0 with this shortcut, okay, 0, and then move way far. Let's see, where is my object? Let's see what disable this parent to disable all camera, and then see where my camera is, okay, and then I'm going to move it front, not back, okay. Move maybe like this, maybe like this, okay. Just we will make a random, okay, and then select this and go onto MoGraph and say trace, okay, back at the start, and then play animation, and it will create a tracer. Let's remove the tracer normally, and then enable spline. Everything is enabled. Yeah, enable spline, and then if I say play, normally the spline will follow. Let's disable this also. Yeah, see, the tracer will follow the new object, you know. Wow, that is very faster here. Okay, so see, it creates a outside of the scene. It doesn't have nothing at the background, okay. You need to leave it like that until the end, and then just duplicate this cloner and clone it by this spline, okay, and add also the count, and you can enable it just when you make the render, because if you enable it while you work, when you work, it will slow down your viewport, okay. And as I said, you can able to edit this box and everything. So this scene here is just a box, okay. Box rotate from a new object, okay. Rotate like that, and on that box I add a noise random, okay. Noise random to random those small boxes here, okay, and then random it, and then add a die tracer onto those boxes, and then it's like a small scene I create, okay, and then replace that scene by the box here. It's the way that you see it so much onto my scene, but it's just one object that I cloned, okay, and the screen right here is just a plane. Everything is a instance, and the gun also. You see, it's the same gun and same animation. So I create the animation of one scene, and then just replace by this box here, okay, and the animation, yeah. Oh shit, you start. Oh shit, you need to stop it there. So to stop the animation, you need to remove. Start at 0. Shit. You need to remove playback. I think what it is. I think it's yeah. You also remove sequel and then just put simple. Okay. Yeah, simple. Okay. And now he stopped at the end here. Okay. So I said is simple scene replaced by box, okay, and at the end here I animate the last camera here. It go there, okay, and then the last camera here, maybe the 10 one, the 12 one. I start the animation and keep if you start the animation and add this value, you need to remove it onto each resource here to doesn't change the range. Okay, you need to, if you want to add the time, you need to remove this. Yeah, if you want to add the time, you can remove this value here and adjust this here. Okay, say that is the time that you want to end the animation. Maybe move like this, and let's say, hey, I want to end the animation at 150, like that, and then I think he have edit my scene 150 like that, and then you can now able to add maybe 175. Okay, and then animate the last camera without problem. Okay, but you know what, I need to make pause onto the tutorial and then create that line, because every time I have some bug, because now I change this time and I know that my line we have some problem, you see, because I changed the time. Okay, that is just to show you how we see now it fixed at the normally at the, if I go there at the 150 here, it stay fixed onto this, the last one. You see now the last one, you see, and when it fix like that, we can create an animation with this last one. Okay, you can move like you went, or we can create a new transition camera from this to another one, you know. Maybe create a new other one camera like that, and then select this and this, and then create a morph. Okay, to able to edit that at the end like that. So that's it. Let's back there, put my value. Yeah, I think it's, yeah, this value right here, put it there. Okay, I'm going to make pause and create that tracer. Okay, and then play again. Okay, see you later. That's it. Now it's finished. Okay, I'm going to go out, and that is all my tracer, you know, you see, and I can now take that tracer and say current state to object, and it will convert it for me. Okay, and now I can disable this and duplicate my scene, placing console, that is maybe scene background. Okay, and go inside. We can disable this. Okay, go there and say object, take the tracer. Okay, and we can now increase this count here, and it keep the same effector. Okay, and you can decrease the intensity of that effector to focus the line, and take a look here how we have multiple clone here, but nothing onto the straight line. So you need to back to there and then say subdivide uniform. Okay, normally uniform. You know what? So let's oh shit, I think I can. Okay, I can able to take the tracer here. Let's say, let's take this and put there the tracer, and then go onto the uniform. And why it doesn't work as a uniform? Or subdivide, I think. Oh, that's it. Yeah. I think it's, oh shit, it works like right now. So yeah, just put like that. Okay, and then current state object, move this, and let's say if you have the same amount of points. Yeah, that is good. See if I make it, I want to have a last point I can. Okay, yeah, last point, like you know what, leave it like that, it will be the same. Okay, I think I have solved the problem now. It clone with equal distance, you see here, and I can able to add my random, not too much, and that's it with the inside scene. And now if I go inside my camera, you can now able to see something onto the background. And sometimes when you have object collision with your object, maybe maybe at the end here, you can able to select his what it called, I forget many things in my body. A small, I think it's this guy right here. So just select mode of selection and then select this. Okay, I forgot something because I learned more beaucoup so much software. It's that. And sometimes when I back in Cinema 4D, I see what I can do this simple way. When you select, like I said, I can put a plane. Okay, you see it move up because it's just move this select. Okay, and you see it moves up because it's move up because it move onto the right. You can move. You can maybe scale down. You see, you can kill it, or you can maybe rotate like you want to show maybe the face like you want. You can do whatever you want onto this object, and that's it. If you see another one with the same problem, you can rename this here, okay, and take this and put maybe rename this maybe like 1, and take this, go there, so go there and replace there. That is the one. And when you create another one, it will take a default name and you will put it onto a new plan and edit. Okay, that's it. I think everything is good. You can go there and increase also the count of the background element with all the animation I did. Okay, let's test that, but it will not work. I think I have it there. So let's maybe copy one here and paste there and move it inside. Maybe this right here. Disable this. Put it 0. Enable. Instance. I use some instance here. That is just the screen. So let's go back. Copy this, paste there. Make enable. Then make this in editable. Okay. Then done. That is the light. I also create a light from each scene. And when I duplicate, it creates a light for each screen. Okay, you can also do that, but I just want to show you how you can replace the screen after the animation. Paste there and remove this. Okay, and everything will take this new screen. Okay, this is 0 here, so you can maybe remove. So let's see. To remove the test, but you can also eliminate the test. I'm going to put this also there and put 0. What? That is the background. Let me see something. Let me see something. What is the? Okay, it's the good clone. Okay. That is the up. Okay, and that is the background. Okay, you see. And that's it. It's very simple. Just need to put your screen, and the first camera here what I did, I removed the first object by use the same technique I use there. Okay, let's see. I just need to I'm gonna select this with the same tool. Why this tool? This, select this like that. Okay, it create normally a new, yeah, it create this tag. Not that is for the background. Okay, that is the new for the object. Okay, for the toner object. Okay, when I select like that, I can go there and say, hey, plane. Okay, at the start we don't see this, and the camera just start to go like this, and we see what doesn't really interesting here. Yeah, if the animation is not good, just go onto the main random, double click, yeah, start, and just change the random seed, you know. Change the random seed, and the camera will be better. It's like that I animate my scene. See, and to solve the problem at the start. So if I go there and try to maybe absolutely like that, it will you see, if I remove it, I put it 0, it will kill the size of the first camera, but those other one camera looks good. Okay, let's see. You see the animation start like that and goes. You see, it just kills the size of the camera, but it doesn't kill the position. Okay, you start by see the scene and then move like that, and I think that's it. Everything is possible. We have not used any keyframe, and we can change the scene like we were in, and the camera stay focused. Okay, and keep another thing in your head. When you change this, it doesn't change the line. Okay, when you change, you need to remake a tracer and then convert and put it onto the background, because that is the tracer for the last random, you know. So you need to keep it in mind. I think that is the good one. So let's remove this like that to see what is the then I remove this to see what is the good. Okay, yeah, I think. Oh, this is not the good one. Enable this. Yeah, when I enable, I have the good camera, and if I and that is not the good spline. Okay, you need to enable this. If I disable C, that is not, it doesn't really follow the camera. You need to this animation follow the preview camera. It doesn't really able to follow the new position from random. You need to enable this first, and now it can able to follow the new position. Okay, and now if I move like this, I can start to, I think that is but we still see the background. Okay, we can leave it like that. So yeah, you can leave it like that or create another one, but that background is not bad. You know, you see, that is crazy. And you can now add the random, you know, like that, you see. Can add way much. Yeah, that's it. You can also add a random noise on it, make it like you want, and that is the end of this tutorial. I think I hope or I think it was good, or I hope you have enjoyed it. So if you have some question, if it in comment, tell me what you think about it. Like, comment, share, and bye everybody.